January 31st, 2023, one day before Black History Month. What if I was to tell you that there is more to being child-free than being the rich auntie? What if I tell you that being child-free is the ultimate in healing thyself and the ultimate in making sure that generational trauma does not get passed down? And oftentimes when we think about trauma and generational trauma, we think about how we treat children. But scientists have said that you can rewire a person's DNA. You can basically infect their DNA like a virus by adding trauma, so that their trauma is so adhered to the person that it gets passed down to their children. Black people, especially Black women who are child-free, are the absolute GOAT. If you are on a healing journey and I don't want to bring children into this, you are being taught, you are being pushed spiritually, energetically, not to have children, because you know that not having children in a society, a global society that has been marketed and targeted that Blackness is evil, you are saving future generations by not having them. You will never have a child that will have to endure. And part of the rich auntie, somebody else mentioned on here that part of the whole rich auntie, child-free Black woman, people are upset with child-free women, not just because they're not allowing their children to be infected with trauma and disdain and hardship, is that the human condition has been taught by one particular, honestly, not one particular demographic. Lots of demographics that had it, but one loves it so much that life is to be endured. You're supposed to toil. You're supposed to be endured. And that is the basis of a particular demographic. Now, this is happen across the demographics, but one takes it to heart. And we know which one that is. And so when women are child-free, they're not enduring children. They're not enduring marriage. They're not enduring housework. We're actually living life to be enjoyed, to be happy, to be fulfilled. It's no longer about enduring what somebody else decides that we should be doing. And that's why there's so much backlash. And so when you are living life to the fullest, part of that is a healing journey. And so for those of you out there who are living child-free, but you are not passing on trauma, because genetically you can pass on trauma. Scientists have said this, but we're not passing that on. So not only are we not passing on genetic trauma, we are not passing on societal trauma. Now, for those of you who have children, that does not mean that you are bad people. It means that you have to be ever more vigilant. You don't want to infect your children and make them trauma sponges, either by society or by what you're dealing with. So you just have to heal with children. And you have to heal and make sure that your children know how to energetically and spiritually protect themselves, because that will be the basis of them not having childhood trauma, and that infects them and their whole being. All right. So you're not bad people. Not people like me are out here. I love children. I just don't want to raise them. And quite frankly, I know now that I made the best decision for me. But for those of you, how you teach your children to think of education, deal in public, how they respond to terrorism that is racially based. All of that is very important, that you have to teach your children as children. And that way, as they grow up, they learn to be able to do that. Because I've seen a lot of adults that cannot deal with anything. Like, they go off at the slightest bit because they don't know how to regulate. They don't know how to self-regulate. And so it's very important that if you are a parent, that you do that, so that they don't have to have, and their children and grandchildren don't have to have, a healing journey. But for those of you who are child-free, y'all the GOAT. All right? Keep doing what you're doing. See you on the flip side of Black History.